All Seers Documentation. Anomaly name, Red Eye. Anomaly type, Undead/Beast. Threat level, high. Containment procedures. Anomaly is to be contained in a cell without any armor and attached to a machine to lock the anomaly in place. An injection needle will be stabbed through the anomaly's spine, dispensing acid. The machine can be made to dispense less acid so the anomaly can be interviewed. Description: the anomaly is a human head attached to a human torso with perfect white teeth. The anomaly has no skin and is missing one eye, with its other having a red pupil. The body can regenerate tendrils that can come together to make more human-like limbs. The anomaly can grow in size when enraged, but can't if its body is constantly being damaged. The anomaly constantly secretes a corrosive substance that can corrode metal and muscle. The anomaly's torso, with head, is around 5 feet tall and can grow almost indefinitely. A large sword is always seen with the anomaly, as it is assumed that the sword is connected to the anomaly's soul and can't be taken too far away from it. The sword is assumed that it originally was a normal greatsword, but its unique design has certain aspects that don't compare to most swords in history. It has some aspects that are similar to the sword of the Abyssal Knight anomaly. The sword is covered in a strange black substance, is broken, and has flesh coming out of it. It is theorized that the sword is like this because it is connected to the anomaly's soul, which is corrupted, which may have corrupted the sword. The anomaly's soul is corrupted and can chew out energy, which the anomaly mostly uses to repair the scrap armor it makes that the anomaly's body corrodes, but it can only repair it so much. The anomaly could do more with its soul power, but it seems like the anomaly is trying to relearn how to do that from the interviews we had with it. The soul has had an extremely high willpower, which can revive the anomaly's body if it dies. When the anomaly dies, its eye becomes gray, but moments later, its eye grows red and the anomaly will get back up. The anomaly can be enraged, which will make the anomaly temporarily get stronger each time it dies. After the anomaly anger dies down, it will go back to its base strength, which will only happen if the target dies or somehow calm down the anomaly. However, sometimes the anomaly permanently mutates into a stronger form. The personality of the anomaly is hard at times to understand. The anomaly doesn't need armor made out of scrap, since its body is durable and it can come back from death. But the reason is that this armor might not be for protection. It seems like the anomaly is desperate to regain some part of its past. The anomaly was once trying to steal a set of ancient knight armor from a museum, and was annoyed when it couldn't fit itself in the armor. The anomaly's vocal cords are somewhat mutated and sometimes gargles on liquids in the anomaly's throat until the anomaly coughs up whatever it is. The anomaly can speak slightly broken English, but mostly talks like a medieval knight. The anomaly is aggressive most of the time and talks about wanting to gain some sort of power to become more powerful than when the anomaly was in its prime, which is unknown what that was. The anomaly has a terrible memory problem and only remembers important events from its history. It doesn't even remember its own name. Known abilities. The anomaly has above human strength and can increase further depending on conditions. The anomaly can grow tendrils, which can lift varying amounts of weight depending on the size of the tendrils, and the tendrils can pull parts together to make armor for the anomaly. The anomaly does secrete a corrosive substance that can corrode metal and organic tissue. Has a perfect white teeth, and if the teeth are removed, then the anomaly will produce more. While the anomaly has one eye, it somehow has depth perception, which could be a power of its soul. The anomaly's sword is indestructible in its current state and can be produced tendrils of its own, except the tendrils from the sword are naturally sharp. The anomaly soul can do many things, like repairing the armor the anomaly makes, which can only be done a certain amount of times. The soul is theorized to be able to do many things, but the anomaly has said it can't remember how to use it besides to repair its armor. The second most powerful ability of the anomaly is the ability to come back from death through extreme amounts of willpower and some chaotic power from its soul. The most powerful ability of the anomaly is to grow in strength, which has no known limits. The anomaly soul has a primordial chaos aspect that is not bound by reality, giving the anomaly the ability to grow in strength without limit. However, due to something unknown, this ability has been weakened. It was thought that the corruption of the soul was the cause of this, however, the anomaly itself said that this aspect was weakened long before he obtained it. There is almost no information on this aspect, and due to the anomaly's memory problem, we won't be able to learn more about it. The anomaly, when enraged, can grow in strength and power. As long as the aggressor is still alive, each time the anomaly dies, it will come back stronger. The only way to stop this is for the aggressor to die or to somehow calm down the anomaly. The anomaly can't grow in strength if its body is constantly being damaged. This can be abused to temporarily stop the anomaly for the aggressor to escape, and since the anomaly has a memory problem, it may forget why it was angry. After the anomaly calms down, its body starts to decay back into its base state. However, at times, the anomaly can permanently grow in strength, power, and size. These mutations replace the anomaly's base, to which it always decays back into. Known weaknesses. While the anomaly's body is more resistant than the average human body, it's only a small amount resistant. The anomaly can be easily damaged by sharp blades, large blunt objects, bullets, explosives, and everything above that. The anomaly can be kept in an immovable state with anything that can do constant damage to its body, like acid. The anomaly has memory problems, which can be abused for the anomaly to forget its target. However, this weakness has been healing, and this weakness will eventually disappear over time. Sometimes the anomaly can be made docile when talking to experienced therapists, but it's hard to find ones that are fine with talking to anomalies. Anomaly weakening devices don't seem to immediately affect the anomaly, but after the anomaly dies, the devices keep the anomaly dead for longer. Containment methods. The anomaly is to be contained in an average-sized room with an interview table. The anomaly will have its armor removed and its limbs and tendrils cut off. The torso and head will be attached to a machine holding up the body, and have an injector stabbed into the anomaly's spine, and will constantly inject acid. The amount injected can be changed to be more if the anomaly tries to move, and less if the anomaly is going to be interviewed. If the anomaly needs to be recontained, it is important to know the anomaly's mood. If the anomaly is docile, then a recontainment squad sent will need personnel experienced with not only anomalies, but also people in very poor mental states. If the anomaly can't be convinced to return on its own volition, then the anomaly will need to be forcibly taken back. The recontainment squad will be equipped with weaponry made to deal with extreme beasts. For example, the anomalous termination cannon, which will be able to take down the anomaly even when enraged, and its size increases 5 times its original size. Be noted that this weapon's ammo is extremely expensive, and try to calm down the anomaly through other matters. History. While almost all of the anomaly's past is unknown, it is known that the anomaly used to be a human whose origin is not from Earth. The anomaly, from what it says, used to be a medieval knight. Due to the anomaly's memory loss, most of its past is forgotten and cannot be learned. It is unknown if the human that became the anomaly was born or obtained the corrupted primordial chaos aspect. The anomaly somehow was thrown across space through a portal which brought the anomaly to Earth. When the anomaly impacted, it lost most of its mass. A civilian who was passing through the forest investigated the crash site where the anomaly was found as just a torso with a head. The anomaly started moving towards the civilian, and the civilian said that as it was moving, the sword was being dragged behind it by some unknown force. The civilian called the police, and all Seers Containment Squad was sent to give amnestics to the civilian and capture the anomaly. At the time, it wasn't that dangerous, but one of the Containment Squad members burned their hand by touching the anomaly. They used the proper tools to move the anomaly in the mobile containment cell without touching it directly. The sword followed the mobile cell, and the squad didn't notice until they reached their destination. The anomaly's body started to corrode the cell and grow tendrils. The squad got the anomaly to the site before it made a hole in the cell by accident. As they moved to the cell into the site, the sword followed, tearing through the floor. Everyone stopped to look at the sword and noticed quickly it was following the anomaly. They had to lift it up the sword with a robot because of how heavy it was, and put it in a containment box attached to the cell. It was put in a close room near the cell that contained the anomaly, but wasn't easily attainable. The anomaly started to grow more tendrils, but the researchers at the time wanted to see what would happen. Over the day, it grew bones and wrapped its tendril around the bones and became muscle for limbs. The anomaly grew human arms and legs. Once fully grown, it was between 8 to 10 feet tall, without skin, and had some parts of the body with exposed bone. The anomaly started coughing up unknown biomass the day after and started talking with a medieval accent with gargling noises in its voice. The anomaly somehow knew where the sword was and broke through the wall and grabbed it. The anomaly proceeded to try and escape the facility, attacking guard personnel and polluting random parts to make armor for itself. The anomaly was shown getting annoyed on how it was destroying the parts constantly on accident. A task force was sent in and killed the anomaly. The anomaly stayed dead for 5 minutes before getting back up. It proceeded to injure and kill members of the task force. It escaped the site in an unknown direction. It was later found in a scrapyard trying to use the parts to make itself look like a knight. It found out it could use energy from its soul to repair the corrosion it was causing. The anomaly was killed and captured. It has had its limbs removed and put into an acid tank, which worked for the time being. The acid tank couldn't kill the anomaly, but it would keep it from growing new limbs. The anomaly was then classified as Red Eye and was transferred to the machine used today, which, made to be resistant to corrosion, still needs repairs daily. Its sword is kept nearby and is no longer stored in a container, since the sword will rip through it if the anomaly starts to move away from it. The anomaly had memory problems for most of its time being captured, but this problem has been healing in the anomaly, and it has been stuck in the containment with only a few breaches since.